A spooky transformation takes over Hersheypark during the Halloween season, but if you're thinking of visiting this year, to be honest, you might not know everything that's included in your park ticket. This year is jam-packed with fun activities, events, and characters, so to help you prepare for your Hersheypark Halloween visit, here is a full guide to Hersheypark during Halloween. Let's get into it. The first thing you need to know about Hersheypark during Halloween is their Halloween event called Dark Nights. This is a relatively new event at Hersheypark, and in previous years, this was a separate ticketed event that you had to pay extra to go to, but this year in 2023 it is included in your Hersheypark ticket. This is such a great value because not only do you get a full day at Hersheypark, but you can also enjoy the evening at Dark Nights to experience some haunted houses and some scare zones. Halloween at Hersheypark happens on the weekends from September 15th to October 29th, and every evening in the park, Dark Nights starts at 6 p.m. At Dark Nights in Hersheypark, there are 5 total haunted houses that you can go through and 3 separate scare zones. All of these haunted houses and scare zones look super unique, and if you go on the Hersheypark website, you can actually go and see details about each of the houses, different backstories to them, so that way you know what you're getting yourself into. Personally, I think if you're looking to visit a park during this Halloween season and go to their Halloween event, I think that Hersheypark is the best value because their Halloween event is literally grouped in with a park ticket. Which leads us to the second thing you should know about, and that is tickets during this Halloween season at Hersheypark. When getting tickets to go to Hersheypark, you can always go up to the ticket booth at the park, but what I've heard and what I personally recommend is purchasing tickets ahead of time on the website and be prepared whenever you get to the park. This is going to ultimately help you to save time in the long run. Sometimes there's long lines at the ticket booth the day that you are visiting to actually purchase tickets, which can ultimately cut into your park time. Not only that, it will benefit you to actually look on the website for tickets, because a lot of times Hersheypark actually runs deals and discounts where you can get cheaper tickets online. Currently, when I'm looking, they're doing a huge 40% off sale on tickets going into this Halloween season, so if you know what date you're looking to visit, you can get a pretty cheap ticket. And if you're looking to make a weekend getaway out of it and wanting to stay at one of the official Hersheypark hotels, there's actually bundles and packages that you can lump everything together and get a good deal for your weekend trip to Hersheypark during Halloween. So all that to say, go online and check out the tickets for Hersheypark. Usually you can get a pretty good deal and you can see if they are going to run some deals or discounts. The biggest thing I was excited about is that Dark Nights is actually included in the park ticket, which really makes the value of your experience at Hersheypark go up if that's something that you're interested in. But even if not, they do have Halloween activities going on during the day at Hersheypark that you can take advantage of, which leads us into the third thing you should know about going into Hersheypark during the Halloween season. Let's talk about some of the Halloween events that they have going on. The thing I personally love about Hersheypark during Halloween is the complete different vibe or different shift in the park that you get to experience. If you go during the summertime, of course the weather's very nice, the water park's open, it's just a different experience. Whenever you go during Halloween, the park gets a complete transformation. There's different decorations that go up, different Halloween activities that happen, and of course we're entering into the fall season, so the weather shifts a little bit. You may be going to Hersheypark to experience some of the rides and the coasters they have. They have amazing attractions, but the neat thing about some of these rides during Halloween is during the last hour of operation during the day, some of these rides go pitch black where you ride in complete darkness. This only happens for certain attractions, so if you're wanting to experience these lights out rides, you can go to Candemonium, Comet, Lightning Racer, and Wildcat's Revenge. Also, if you're familiar with Laugh Track, it's an indoor coaster. The whole day it will be a lights out ride, which I think would be a pretty unique experience. I think that's such a unique offering, especially if you've been to the park before and you know what these rides are like. Just getting to do them with lights out is just an entire new experience that you can check out during the Halloween season. If you didn't know already, Hersheypark actually has candy characters that you can meet during the day at the park, and I especially like it during the Halloween season because you can meet them in different Halloween costumes. But during the park days, they do have character dance parties that you can go to. They are called Hershey Character Glow Dance Party. So if you're interested in this, make sure you check out what times these are happening so that way you can go dance the night away with characters. Also, if you've been to Hersheypark, you may know that they have Zoo America, which is a North America themed zoo inside of the park, which is so unique. Usually this closes around 5 p.m., but during the Halloween season after October 13th, you can actually go to check check out an event that they have called Creatures of the Night, where you get to go in Zoo America during the evening and see some of the animals that are nocturnal or usually active during the evening. They recommend that you bring a flashlight to this event, most likely so that way you can see some of the animals, but I think this would be super unique, something I've never done, and I'm excited to check out this Halloween season. Another fun thing that I think is unique at Hersheypark is everyone can dress up in costumes going to the park during a regular park day. I think this is so fun. Last year when we went, it was so neat to see families dress up or kids dress up for a day at the park. The only thing I will say is if you are planning on wearing a costume to the park, make sure you're going on Hersheypark's website and look at their costume guidelines, so that way the costume that you're planning on wearing, you can know that you're going to be able to get into the park and actually be able to wear it. Last activity or thing you should know that happens in the park that is Halloween themed is the Treatville trick-or-treat walk that happens at the boardwalk. If you're visiting with a kiddo that is under the age of 12, you can visit 10 different candy stops and do a little trick-or-treat visit. This is something that happens daily in the park up until 8 p.m. So if you have a kiddo that's going, it might be fun to do some trick-or-treating, but Hersheypark is not the only place that this trick-or-treat trail extends to. It also goes into Hershey's Chocolate World, which is the fourth thing that I want to tell you about. If you aren't familiar with what Hershey's Chocolate World is, this is an entire chocolate experience and shopping area right outside of the gates of Hersheypark. This is where you can go to pay for some chocolate experiences, you can do a chocolate ride tour, and you can also do some shopping and get some merch to remember your trip by. But the thing I think is fun is that they hop on some of the Halloween fun, and there's some event offering that you can check out at Hershey's Chocolate World. This is a completely free place to go and visit. The only thing you have to pay for are some of the experiences if you're interested in them. I will link a video below of a Hershey's Chocolate World tour and some of the experiences we were able to check out before, but let's get into some of the Halloween ones. Piggybacking off of the Treatville trail that happens in the park, this also extends to Hershey's Chocolate World, so if you're wanting to do some trick-or-treating, there are 3 stops inside of Hershey's Chocolate World where you can do some trick-or-treating. One of our favorite paid experiences at Hershey's Chocolate World is the Hershey's Trolley Works tour, which is a trolley tour that takes you around the town of Hershey and teaches you about some history of Hershey, Milton Hershey, and Hersheypark in general. It is such a unique tour to take, and I am especially excited to check it out during this Halloween season because it turns into a trick-or-treat trolley. This is a Halloween themed variation of their usual trolley tour, which I think would be so fun to check out, but you also get some sweet treats along the way, which is an extra bonus. The last thing I wanted to mention about Hershey's Chocolate World that is fun is there are different meet and greets that you can check out at Hershey's Chocolate World where some of the Hersheypark characters come out in their Halloween costumes and you can do some meet and greets with them. There's some photos that you can take that you can pay for or take for yourself, and if you're wanting to do this, they usually have a scheduled time of which character is going to be coming out and when they're going to be coming out, so you can look at that whenever you walk into Hershey's Chocolate World to know when to meet some of the characters. But I think this is so fun, especially if you have kids. It's fun to get pictures with them and see their reactions meeting these characters. The fifth and final thing I want to share with you is just a little tip, and that is to plan accordingly with your outfits when going to Hersheypark during Halloween. Of course, Hersheypark is located in Pennsylvania. Sometimes the weather can be pretty unpredictable, especially going into the fall season. Sometimes it can be super nice during the day, or you can get some wind or rain and some weather during your time at Hersheypark. So I always recommend looking at the weather going into your visit. If you're wearing a costume, make sure that you are planning accordingly as far as the weather goes. Make sure you're dressing warmly because you don't want to be cold whenever you're riding the coasters. So just plan accordingly with your outfits so that way you can be comfortable throughout your time during the whole day at Hersheypark during Halloween. These are just some tips and a guide for Hersheypark during Halloween, but if you're looking for some other tips going into your visit, here's a whole series we have of Hersheypark tips and a full guided tour of Hersheypark in case you've never been before. Let me know what you're most excited for Hersheypark this Halloween season. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys.